much happening.
Well, that must be the Coles.
Mrs. Cole?
Right, Mavis. This is my son, Dennis.
And you're concerned about the Ashleys?
Oh, we haven't seen them for three days now.
I do some work for them. We were meant to be marking calves this week, but Mr. Ashley hasn't called and no one's answering at their house. Instead of Ginger. I found him wandering out the back.
Have you been inside the house?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, we wouldn't go to the Ashleys' house without an invitation.
Will you stay here and we'll take a look inside?
Police!
Take a look around the back.
Hello? Anyone here? Hello?
Oh, something pongs.
They used to be beans.
Anyone like their meat well done?
UFOs in Mount Thomas, that's all we need.
Mysterious lights were seen over Mount Thomas on Friday night by local identity Mr. Kevin Hodgkiss.
If our Kevin saw mysterious lights, he saw them through the bottom of a beer glass.
It's all over town. Everyone's talking about them.
Well, they ought to have better things to do with their time.
Shut.
Hey, Ron.
I've got a complaint to make about a UFO.
Don't tell me you've been seeing these mysterious lights as well.
No, but if I catch up with them, they'll pay for what they did with my back paddock.
And what did they do with your back paddock?
I am making a formal complaint.
Against some extraterrestrials?
Against whoever was in that flaming spaceship that burnt a big bloody circle in my back paddock. I reckon I'm not insured against anything like that.
You're saying there's actual evidence?
If a great burnt circle 20 yards across, it's evidence. That's what I've got.
Well, we'd better take a look. All right, you two.
But you're kidding.
You gotta be joking.
Go! Investigate. That's what you're paid for.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nothing out back. Quiet, isn't it? Something weird about this place. Have you checked out the rest of it?
Yeah, nothing.
She's a honey.
Mrs. Ashley's due to Judge Gymkhana tomorrow.
I found these.
Birthday invites.
Belinda's 19th birthday. This Saturday.
Shouldn't they have been sent by now?
Yeah, Mudgee should have been posted last week.
Oh, phone's still working.
Well, wherever they are, it's not here. And so it looks like the Ashleys just up and left.
Any signs of a struggle?
No, the furniture's still in place.
What about vehicles?
There's a ute out the back, and apparently they've got a white station wagon, but that's missing too.
So we called Nick and Wayne and got them to look out for it.
All right, I'll get some Davids onto it. What about the Coles?
Yeah, we're going to talk to them now.
Do you think we should call forensic?
I've already asked some Davids. Jeff Rice is on his way, but he's got to come up from Evansley, so I wouldn't expect him before tomorrow morning. Is Cooper still out there? Mm-hmm. We better organise some relief for him overnight.
Boss, apparently the Ashleys have got a daughter.
That's right, Belinda, I think. At uni last I heard.
The neighbours have given us an address and phone number.
I'll get on to the city boys. Maybe the parents are staying with her. Well, it's a possibility.
Boss, you haven't seen the place. They didn't exactly pack their bags and leave for a holiday.
See? Huh? You see what I mean? Huh? Didn't I tell ya?
Yes, you did, Ron. It's a very nice circle. Very nice.
Nice. I've had a flaming UFO in my own backyard. Yeah, next time the little buggers could come for me. I've read about that happening.
pretty impressive, Ron. Must have taken you a bit of work.
Yeah, they were here and gone pretty quick. It was just like last time.
Last time.
Yeah. On Wednesday night, I saw some lights over by Ashley's farm. But it was misty, you know. You couldn't make out much. Then, last night, I saw them again. Only this time they were closer. And I heard a buzzing noise. Like a bloody great bee. But a long way away.
Yeah, right.
Then, I want to go to bed.
Go to bed. It's a good idea to go to bed. Now, what time was this, mate?
Around 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
And you think this big bee noise, it was a UFO?
What else could it have been?
No idea, Ron.
What else could have burned my flaming crop like this? Have you got any suggestions?
Smells like Kero to me, Ron.
Kero. Kero. Ah, that's the smell of rocket fuel.
Thank you. When was the last time you saw the Ashleys?
Oh, I don't see them very much normally. I saw Mrs. Ashley at the CWA about a week ago. Mr. Ashley I only ever see at church, but Dennis is the one to ask. He's over there every day, just about.
Dennis?
I was over there on Friday. I'd been helping Mr. Ashley bring in the cattle from the back paddock. We were meant to be marking calves first thing Monday morning.
Did you see Mrs. Ashley on the Friday?
She made us a cup of tea.
Oh, Mrs. Ashley's like that. She's so nice to Dennis, always making him lunch. She treats him like her own son.
So you expected to be working with Mr. Ashley on the Monday. What happened? Did he call and cancel?
No, I just didn't hear from him. Usually if we're doing things like that, he calls the night before, because by then we've got some idea of what the weather's going to be like. If it's raining, we usually put it off a few days.
Did you try calling him?
Yeah, on the Monday morning. No answer. I just thought, oh, well, maybe they knew I'd be coming and didn't bother to call. So I went over to their house, but no one came to the door. When I looked around the back, there was no one there either.
So why didn't you call the police then?
Oh, I just thought, oh, well, maybe they've scooted off on holiday or something. Could have gone down to Melbourne to pick up Belinda.
It's Belinda's birthday on the weekend.
The other thing was the cattle had been let out into the back paddock.
So Mr. Ashley had changed his mind about marking the calves?
That's what it looked like.
So what made you call us today?
Well, I went over there this morning to see if they were back yet, but there was still no one there. And when I looked around the back, I saw their dog Ginger wandering, and it looked as though he hadn't been fed, and I saw the cows and they hadn't been fed either. They've been hand feeding them.
Did you see anyone around the Ashley property over the weekend?
No.
Any strangers hanging around? Any strange vehicles? And you didn't go inside at any stage?
No.
Not even on Friday?
Friday.
When Mrs. Ashley made you the tea?
Oh, then, no. No, I was too dirty. I drank it on the veranda.
OK, thank you. We'll be in touch again if necessary.
You don't think anything bad's happened to the Ashleys, do you?
I hope not, Mrs. Cole.
Ah. So it was all a hoax, right?
Not exactly, no.
Well, it looks as if a UFO did land there.
I'd at least get forensics out there to take a look.
And I think it'd be a good idea if someone stayed there overnight in case they come back. Like to do it?
No, thank you.
Good.
Well, according to Mrs. Cole, no breath of scandal ever touched the Ashleys, who are an example to us all.
Oh, and guess what, boss? Ron Novak first saw the spaceship over the Ashley place.
Did he now? Well, don't forget to put it in your report.
What, we've got to put this down on paper?
You saw it, you write it.
It's a bit of a worry.
I don't know. I've heard about stuff like that happening.
Come off it, Adam. With strange lights and spooky noises. It's probably just the Air Force doing night manoeuvres.
The word is the Ashleys have been snatched by a UFO.
Ron Novak reckons they're after him, too.
What would they want with Ron?
That's the question, isn't it?
Perhaps there's a planet where Ron represents the epitome of manly beauty.
It's the best argument against space travel I ever heard.
What's the matter, boss? Don't you believe in UFOs?
I've just had the city on the phone. They went out to see Belinda Ashley.
Any sign of her parents?
No sign of Belinda. She's gone missing too.
Hello, Mrs. Riker. Yes, this is Constable Doyle from Mount Thomas Police.
We're after a Mr. and Mrs. Ashley, which... Mr. and Mrs. Ashley? We're trying to...
We're contacting the friends and neighbours now. I'm hoping they're staying with one of them.
The daughter as well? You call homicide?
Yeah, they said that's all very interesting, but call us back when you've got a body.
Yeah, they've been missing.
The neighbours think they disappeared over the weekend. Dennis Cole saw them Friday afternoon. We haven't been able to find anyone that's seen them since.
No, Mr. Rendakis, we don't think that they've gone on a holiday.
The day before yesterday.
All right, thanks very much for your help. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks very much, Mrs. Humphries.
Can I help you?
Sergeant Rice, forensic.
How are you?
Hasham, seen you around the traps. Come in.
G'day.
What's your problem?
Senior Constable Egan.
We've met. Don't tell me she's your problem.
We're dealing with the disappearance of a middle-aged couple from their farm.
Maybe they went away on a camping holiday. Forgot to leave a note for the milkman.
Leaving vegetables burnt on the stove and a blackened roast in the oven? I don't think so.
Maybe she was a lousy housekeeper. Where is this place?
Can't you tell how long the roast's been in there?
I could, but I wouldn't do you much good.
I thought that's what forensic was all about. Finding out the cause of death, the time of death.
Of people, not a dinner.
Well, surely the fact that it was left like that suggests
Suggest what? What does Senior Constable Egan think she's got here?
2 people are missing. Constable Egan thinks they left under duress. So do I.
No bloodstains, no sign of a struggle. What duress?
What's up with him? He's not even interested.
Hey, can you get the boss to relieve me out here? I'm going mad.
You're worried about the little green men coming to get you.
What's happening? What's going on?
I'm Constable Doyle. This is Constable Patterson. Do you know the Ashleys?
Yeah, they're my parents. I'm Belinda Ashley.
Well, it solves one problem. At least they're not all missing.
She's waiting in your office now, boss.
Right. Where's Rice?
He went back to Evansley. He didn't seem to think the place was worth investigating.
What?
Said he had enough on his plate, and that when we had something more concrete, to give him a call.
Typical.
Get on the blower, get him back here. I want that house investigated thoroughly.
Been a bit of a praying at it on Novak's place.
Serious?
Doesn't sound like it.
I'll take Adam with you. Let's go and see what the girl has to say.
I expected my mother to call me Thursday night, but she didn't. So I tried calling her, but there was no answer. I just thought there was something wrong with the phone.
But you drove all the way out here.
I was coming anyway.
Have you got any idea where your parents would be?
I wouldn't be asking if I did. I thought you might know if they'd had an accident.
No. As soon as we heard they were missing, we checked the entire estate. Nothing.
Why did you think that they were missing?
Your neighbours, Mrs. Cole and her son Dennis, reported it. By Dennis's calculations, they've been gone 4 days now.
Rice is on his way back now.
This is Detective Hasham, Miss Ashley. I'd like you to accompany him and Constable Egan back out to the house.
Why? You don't seriously think something's happened to them?
You think of any reason your parents might have left the property suddenly?
No, not off the top of my head.
Do they have any problems?
Like what?
Money problems?
I don't think so.
Did they have enemies?
Enemies? Sergeant, you know my parents. Dad's a farmer. He doesn't have enemies.
Is there anyone who might have had a grudge against him?
Well, there's Ron Novak. They've been arguing for years, but they don't have that much to do with each other anymore. Look, I'm sure there's some simple explanation. Mum and Dad are probably organising some surprise for my birthday. They might have driven down to Melbourne to visit me. Could have passed each other on the way and not even known it.
But you're supposed to be having a party here this Saturday.
Yeah, but maybe they were coming down to pick me up to do some shopping. How did you know that I was having a birthday party?
We found the invitations out at the house. They haven't been posted.
But I spoke to Mum last Tuesday. She said she was posting them the next day.
Come on, come on. Hey! Sorry.
Why? Give me that!
problem?
She ran straight into me.
Oh, his bumper was sticking out 3 feet. He was practically in the middle of the flaming road.
All right, you sit in your car for 5 minutes, you sit in your car for 5 minutes. You fuel down, I'll be back in a tick.
I am not doing anything wrong.
You're creating a public nuisance.
It's not my fault they had a tank. That bloke should have been watching where he was going.
You've got 5 minutes to close your circus down, Ron.
I'm doing an honest lady. You can't stop me.
Yeah? 5 minutes, or I'll arrest you.
Yeah? On what charge?
Ooh, don't worry, Ronald, I'll think of something.
Yeah. Yep.
Looks different. Lonely.
Maybe you should stay at the pub for a few days.
No, this is my home. Mum and Dad will be back soon. It's filthy. Clean this up.
No, don't touch anything. Thanks, Belinda.
I don't understand. These should have been posted. Maybe Mum's ill. She could be in hospital.
No, we've checked the hospitals.
Well, what if she's lost her memory? Then they wouldn't know who she was.
Your father would be with her, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
We'll need these.
Does your father have any firearms?
A shotgun and a couple of rifles. I don't know how many.
Where does he keep them?
In the shed.
Mind if we take a look?
I think I will stay at the pub.
What's going on, Gresham? I got enough on my plate as it is. Come here. I don't need detectives calling me out the back of Whoop Whoop every time a couple of farmers decide to take an extended holiday.
Well, you listen to me. That's the daughter, and she's a bit more concerned about her parents than you are. So why don't you just go inside and do your job, okay?
Look, there's nothing here. If Constable Egan thinks a major crime's taken place, why don't you get her to solve the bloody thing?
So, did Jeff Rice find anything?
No, nothing. I don't think he was trying too hard, though.
So what's his problem?
I don't know.
What about Belinda? Was she any help?
Not really. She doesn't reckon anything's missing. She went through her father's safe. Everything's normal.
Normal? So where are they? I mean, what's normal about people walking out of the house leaving the roast in the oven? What happened? And I don't buy that stuff about Martians.
Well, maybe somebody else broke in.
And took nothing? No signs of a struggle? Come on.
Unless it was someone they trusted. Or someone with a weapon. But Belinda doesn't know if any of Ashley's guns are missing.
Well, let's see if their friends can tell us something. Nick. I want you to check out all these people.
All right.
Adam, go out to the house and relieve Wayne. Maggie, give Nick a hand.
There you go. Room 21, just turn left at the top of the stairs. And if there's anything else that you need, you just let me know.
Thanks. Do you think they're coming back?
I don't know.
I was born in that house. Lived there my whole life. I've been in uni, living in Melbourne for 2 years, but when anyone asks where I live, I always say Mount Thomas. Melbourne's just where I stay, but this is my home. But today, without Mum and Dad, there, it seemed like a stranger's house. It was so cold. What am I supposed to do? Do I just wait? I feel like I should be out there looking for them.
Don't worry. We're widening the search tomorrow. Hopefully we'll find something then. And we'll let you know as soon as we do.
Okay, thanks very much for your help. Bye. Oh, boss, there's been no sighting of the Ashley station wagon anywhere in the district, And the Sandlers haven't seen them since show day. That was the last on the list.
What's the word? The Ashleys haven't been seen in town since last Tuesday at the cattle sale.
We also checked out their neighbours, including Mr. Cole. Hasn't seen them for weeks.
So they've been gone 4 days, according to Dennis.
Belinda thinks they've been gone longer. She's been trying to phone them since last Thursday.
Well, their other neighbour is Ron Novak, and he's not as keen on the Ashleys as Mrs. Cole.
What's his problem with them?
That's a dispute about communal fencing. It was ages ago, but Ron's not the forgiving type.
So we got nothing from the closest police stations or hospitals. Their friends haven't seen them. And the neighbours don't know a thing.
So what do you think?
There's no evidence they left the property. We're looking for 2 bodies.
On my property.
How you going, Ron?
I'm all right. It's not your business. What you are doing here?
We're after your spaceship, mate.
What spaceship? Don't go in that shed. Where is warrant? Show me your warrant to go in that shed.
What are you hiding in there, mate? Hey?
Oh, hello. What have we here, Nick?
What do you got?
Oh, we got some rope.
Right.
We got some pegs.
Yep.
We got some rocket fuel.
Carry rocket fuel, eh?
And what have we here? The Venusian space gun.
Oh, you little beauty. Look at that, Ron.
That doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Now, if you wanted to burn a completely symmetrical circle in your backyard, what would you need, Nick?
Oh, what do you reckon, Ron? You need something to measure it with, wouldn't you?
Say rope and pegs?
They do the trick. Then you need to do some controlled burning. I must admit, Ron, they were very artistic circles, mate.
Nick.
A few pegs, a few yards of rope. What does that prove? I could have been measuring out rows for beans.
Nice try, Ron, but that's not why you're here.
We're more interested in the rifle.
It's not mine.
And we're very interested in finding the Ashleys.
Who have disappeared, as I'm sure you know.
I told you, I saw some funny lights over their way. That was a couple of days before my paddock was scorched. You want the Ashleys? You find that flying saucer.
It's public knowledge that you had a grudge against Ted Ashley.
And that you have easy access to their property.
That flying saucer was a great diversion, wasn't it? A scam to divert attention away from the real crime.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
What did you use the rifle for?
I didn't.
But it is yours.
No, I tell you.
Ron. PJ.
All right, Ron. Stop wasting our time. The Ashleys disappear a few days before your so-called flying saucer turns up in your back paddock. Bit of a coincidence, wouldn't you think?
Look, I don't know anything about the Ashleys. I hardly ever see them.
Right. We've dragged your dam. There's a vehicle on the bottom of it.
What?
They're bringing it up now. I think we should take a look.
Okay. I hate Ashley. He cheated me when we put up that border fence.
That was 15 years ago.
Sure. And I was prepared to let it go. But 3 months ago, I wanted to some cattle on his land, and the bastard wouldn't let me. He had 300 acres he wasn't using, and my stock was starving. I hate his guts. But I didn't kill him.
I reckon you hated him enough to kill him.
You didn't really expect us to believe he'd been taken away by a flying saucer, did you?
You don't understand. It happened the other way around. First, I saw some lights over by Ashley's farm. And then I came out with my bright idea to fake a landing. But that's all. I haven't even seen Ashley for a couple of weeks.
Is Belinda upstairs?
Yeah, Dennis is with her.
Dennis, they're not.
No, they're childhood friends. I think he's just reporting in on the farm. Listen, I hear Ron Novak's been arrested.
News travels fast.
Small town.
Yeah. Dennis, could we have a moment alone, please?
I can stay, can't I, Belinda?
I think you should go, Dennis.
You can't make me go. I'm her friend. I've been looking after the farm, the cattle, everything for her.
I'll make sure you're paid for your work, Dennis.
I didn't do it for the money. I'm the only one she's got, and I'm the only one who stood by her.
Just go, Dennis.
They're dead, aren't they? Did they have an accident?
No. They were murdered. We're questioning someone now.
Who?
I can't say.
I've got to go and clean the house.
I'll come and help you if you like.
Thanks.
You'll be okay.
They're really dead.
I'm sorry, Belinda.
Ballistics show that the casings found in the Ashley's vehicle are consistent with a weapon found in Ron Novak's shed.
Any prints on the gun?
Nah, wiped clean. But it had been fired recently.
It'd help if it was registered.
Isn't it?
Neither were Ashley's. Most of the farmers around here haven't bothered to register their guns.
Have we got a time of death?
No, autopsy results won't be back till later this afternoon.
We've got enough to charge him.
An admission would be nice.
I am telling you, I don't know anything about it.
The car was in your dam. The bullets came from your gun.
It's not my gun. I've never seen it before.
We found it in your shed.
So, I didn't put it there. I keep my rifles inside with my ammo.
You'd make it a lot easier if you just told us the truth.
Easier? For who? You are trying to charge me with murder. I want a solicitor.
I really thought they were coming back. I'd like to clean up this place if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. We'll give you a hand.
No, that's all right. I'll do it by myself.
Okay, we'll just be outside.
That shouldn't be here.
What do you mean?
Tomato sauce, it shouldn't be here. What if it was just Mum and Dad? They never had tomato sauce.
So someone else was here?
It had to be. Our Dad always said it was the people who didn't know better.
Could it have been Ron Novak?
No, he wouldn't get inside the house.
So who? When was the last time that you saw them?
What do you want with my boy?
We're just trying to establish exactly when the Ashleys disappeared. Now, you're sure it was Friday, Dennis, that you saw them?
Look, I said so, didn't I?
You were very good friends with the Ashleys, weren't you?
That's right.
They had you over for dinner quite often.
Oh, Mrs. Ashley wanted to adopt him when he was a little boy. She said he was such a lovely baby. Quite frankly, I think she was disappointed to have just had the one girl. Dennis and Belinda used to play together when they were little. She used to say they'd make such a lovely couple.
When are you going to stop filling the kid's head with your bloody nonsense?
I used to say, Dennis, if anything ever happened to me, you've got a real family next door.
Family my ass.
You made him feel he was too damn good for his own family. You and your loony ideas.
Dennis.
I think so.
We have a man in custody, Rose. The vehicle was found in his dam. The casings found in the vehicle came from his gun.
But Ron Novak doesn't have a specific motive. He's been arguing with Ted Ashley for 20 years. Why suddenly kill him now?
It could have been any little thing that set him off. I mean, once emotions like that build up...
But we've found no ammo for the gun in Ron's shed, which suggests that it could have been planted. Dennis sat there at that table with the Ashleys. I'm sure of it. He didn't report their disappearance until Monday, and Belinda's been trying to call them since last Thursday. There are at least enough discrepancies to question him.
We've got a little problem, Dennis. You see, we're trying to work out exactly when the Ashleys were killed.
I guess Ron Novak must have done it sometime on the weekend.
Problem is, Belinda's been trying to call him since Thursday. No answer.
Well, you know, farmers, busy people, often out of the house.
On Friday, you went out with Mr. Ashley to bring in cattle.
That's right.
All day?
Just about.
And did you see Mrs. Ashley that afternoon?
Yeah, she made us a cup of tea.
Are you sure you're not mistaken about the day you mustered cattle? Couldn't it have been a few days earlier?
Oh, it was definitely Friday.
Do you own any rifles, Dennis?
No.
But Mr. Ashley let you use his.
Yes.
Sometimes you had to put down stock for him.
That's right. He slaughters all his own meat. I do most of the work. I can skin a steer in 20 minutes.
Gee, it'd take a pretty big rifle to bring down a steer. Something like a 30-30?
Not really. Anyway, Mr. Ashley doesn't own a 30-30. He has a high-powered 22. Sometimes it takes 2 bullets to bring them down, but it doesn't happen too often. I'm a pretty good shot.
You were pretty good friends with the Ashleys, weren't you? You must miss them.
Where's my son? What are you doing with him?
He's in with the detectives, Mrs. Cole.
You've got no right to question him, no right at all.
He's just helping us with our inquiries.
What are you doing in there?
We're just asking him 1 or 2 questions, Mrs. Cole. Why don't you two take a seat over there? You'll be out shortly.
Boss, I'm going to go out to the Ashley place, take a look if there's any 30-30 ammo.
How's it going in there?
Too soon to tell.
There are a lot of things here, Dennis, that just don't add up.
Yeah, you should be talking to Novak. He's the one that done it.
But there are things that you've said that just don't make sense. You said that you saw the Ashley's dog running loose on Monday. Then you reported the disappearance to us. But your mother said that you've been feeding the dog since last Wednesday.
Yeah, well, she must have got mixed up.
Maybe. Or maybe you know something you're not telling us.
I've told you everything. I was the one who knew when the Ashleys had gone, not anybody else. And if I hadn't have told you, you would never have known.
Well, their daughter would have told us the next day.
What'd she know? She's not even there anymore. You're more like my parents than hers. And I'm the one who does the work on that place.
The male occupant of the car was shot in the back of the head while he was still in the driver's seat. The female was taken outside the car, shot, put back inside before the car was pushed into the dam.
Do we have a time of death?
A date. Ashley's were killed sometime last Wednesday.
But Dennis told us that he saw both of them on Friday.
That's not all. Wayne just called in. There is 30-30 ammunition out at the Ashley farm. So, it's the Ashley's rifle we've got.
Planted by Dennis.
Looks like it.
Well, we better get homicide up here.
Okay, go for it. Really push him. See what happens.
Come on, don't be a girl.
All right. Hey, Mags. What's the dirt on Lady Rose?
What dirt?
She seems pretty snaky with Jeff Rice.
So?
So, they used to work at St David's together. I reckon there's something going on between them.
Well then, Adam, why don't you ask her?
Why don't you ask her, Mags? You're female, she's female, and females love a cosy chat.
Oh, who told you that?
Come on, Maggie, we just want to know what's between her and Jeff Rice.
Oh, that's easily answered. I was married to the prick. You killed them, didn't you, Dennis?
Oh, come off it. The Ashleys were my friends. It was Ron Novak that did it.
Why would Novak kill them?
Everyone knows he hated the Ashleys.
Oh, come on, they argued over cattle and fences. That's not enough to murder someone. Whoever killed the Ashleys must have really hated them. They weren't really your friends, were they, Dennis? Did Ted Ashley pay you for that work you did for him?
Yes.
A lot?
No. But I was happy to do it.
Why didn't you report the disappearance earlier?
Because they hadn't disappeared earlier.
Yes, they had. 5 days earlier. The autopsy confirms it. You were seen hanging around the house. Didn't you notice that the car was missing?
They were using the car all the time. And I'd just go over to see if Mrs. Ashley wanted anything done.
And she was there?
Until I reported her missing.
Did you go inside?
Look, I told you, I didn't go inside unless I was invited.
They didn't invite you often, did they, Dennis? Everyone says the Ashleys were nice people, but you knew them better, didn't you? You knew them better than Belinda. They used you, didn't they? You worked long hours for a pittance. They made you drink your tea on the veranda. They weren't really nice people, were they? They didn't treat you well, did they? You did everything for them, but they didn't appreciate it. Didn't care how hard you worked, what you did for them. They deserved to die, didn't they?
Yes.
They deserved to be killed.
Yes. Yes, I killed them. No, good reason. They should never have done what they did to me. After all I did for them, all those years working for them, I was like a son to them. They should never have done that.
What was it, Dennis? What did they do? What made you kill the Ashleys?
They didn't invite me to Belinda's birthday party. We brought the cattle in on Wednesday. Up at Father was. Didn't get back to their house till after 2. Mrs. Ashley had lunch for us. She said I should stay and eat with them. But she made sure I wiped my feet and washed my hands, and I had to walk in the back way, not over a lounge room carpet.
What happened then?
And I saw the invitations for the birthday party. I knew they were having a party for Belinda. They'd been planning it for weeks. Mrs. Ashley said she was going to the post office straight after lunch. I told her she could save the cost of a stamp with mine, and she just laughed. I didn't know what was funny, and she told me that only Belinda's friends were invited. I mean, what was I?
Go on.
And the rifle was in the kitchen, still loaded. We'd had to put down a sick heifer on the roundup. I just picked it up, told him to get outside. First they thought I was joking, but when they could see that I was serious, it was good. It was great. Well, now I was in charge, see. Now I was the one telling them what to do.
So you put them in the car. Then what?
Told Mr. Astley to drive to Novak's dam.
Did they say anything?
Oh, yeah. They were pleading with me. Mrs. Ashley was crying. All that crap. I wasn't hardly listening anyway. Well, we pulled up on the dam bank and I shot Mr. Ashley in the back of the head.
And Mrs. Ashley?
Well, I had to reload, see, and while I was putting the cartridge in, she got up and jumped out of the door and started running and screaming. But I got her.
You shot Mrs. Ashley?
But I was in a hurry because I'd had to get out of the door, so I didn't get her real good. Got her in the back. She fell, but...
Was she dead?
Nah. It's like a roo I shot once. Wriggled around, trying to stay alive. Even when its back was broken, it was trying to crawl away.
So what did you do then, Dennis?
I walked over, didn't I? Poked her with the rifle. She stopped crawling and rolled over. She was looking at me sort of funny, like she was scared, I guess. She was making a funny sound, like when you cut a sheep's throat. Anyway, I looked at her for a bit, and then I shot her in the head. She stopped moving. Just like the Roo.
Could you come through here, please?
We used to play together when we were little. He was just the kid next door, you know. As we grew up, we drifted apart. I thought we did. I went away to school, to uni. He wrote to me a few times. It was so awful and misspelt, just talking about the cattle and the farm. I wrote back once. I was sort of embarrassed. I thought he was harmless. I thought about him at all. I mean, he had those little tantrums, you saw him. But I didn't think he was violent. Funny thing is, when I was a kid, I used to imagine running away. I don't know why. I loved my parents. But I'd lie awake at night and imagine what I'd take and where I'd go. And now they're gone. All because I didn't invite Dennis to my birthday party. I can't believe they're not coming back.
Not much happening.
Well, that must be the Coles. Mrs. Cole?
Right, Mavis. This is my son, Dennis.
And you're concerned about the Ashleys?
Oh, we haven't seen them for three days now.
I do some work for them. We were meant to be marking calves this week, but Mr. Ashley hasn't called and no one's answering at their house. Instead of Ginger. I found him wandering out the back.
Have you been inside the house?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, we wouldn't go to the Ashleys' house without an invitation.
Well, you stay here and we'll take a look inside.
Police!
Take a look around the back.
Hello? Anyone here? Hello?
Yuck. Oh, something pongs.
They used to be beans.
Anyone like their meat well done?
UFOs in Mount Thomas, that's all we need.
Mysterious lights were seen over Mount Thomas on Friday night by local identity Mr. Kevin Hodgkiss.
If our Kevin saw mysterious lights, he saw them through the bottom of a beer glass.
It's all over town. Everyone's talking about them.
Well, they ought to have better things to do with their time.
So,
Hey, Ron.
I've got a complaint to make about a UFO.
Don't tell me you've been seeing these mysterious lights as well.
No, but if I catch up with them, they'll pay for what they did with my back paddock.
And what did they do with your back paddock?
I am making a formal complaint.
Against some extraterrestrials?
Against whoever was in that flaming spaceship that burnt a big bloody circle in my back paddock. I reckon I'm not insured against anything like that.
You're saying there's actual evidence?
If a great burnt circle 20 yards across, it's evidence. That's what I got.
Well, we'd better take a look. All right, you two.
But you're kidding.
You gotta be joking.
Go! Investigate. That's what you're paid for.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Nothing out back. Quiet, isn't it? Something weird about this place. Have you checked out the rest of it?
Yeah, nothing.
She's a honey.
Mrs. Ashley's due to Judge a Gymkhana tomorrow.
I found these.
Birthday invites.
Belinda's 19th birthday. This Saturday.
Shouldn't they have been sent by now?
Yeah, Mudgee should have been posted last week.
Oh, phone's still working.
Well, wherever they are, it's not here. And so it looks like the Ashleys just up and left.
Any signs of a struggle?
No, the furniture's still in place.
What about vehicles?
There's a ute out the back, and apparently they've got a white station wagon, but that's missing too.